This you definitely did not know about Update 33.5. And hello dear friends, you are on the Melonfonk channel. In this video, we will talk with you about secret facts of Update 33.5 in Melon Playground. Do not forget to subscribe and put a like, as well as write your cool comment. It is not difficult for you, and it will be very pleasant for me if you do it. Well, I will not drag your time any longer and pleasant watching to you. Guys, today I picked up the most interesting facts about Update 33.5 that I was able to find. Well, let's move right away to the first fact. When you go to the new highway map, try to turn off the light there, and I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Because our cars will have headlights shining, a very cool feature from our developers. Honestly, I thought that these cars would just be small textures that would drive, and nothing supernatural would happen with them. However, indeed, even the headlights turn on. There are, of course, questions. I think that we will discuss this in some separate video. But overall, an interesting and cool addition. I don't know, an Easter egg, just an interesting fact from our developers. Well, let's move on to the next fact. We were added a new hat with a Parasite. This hat allows you literally to give artificial intelligence to NPC. If anything, this is that very hat from Half-Life, or they are also called head crabs. I think that this is obviously a reference to Half-Life, and the developers simply gave such a tribute. But the fact, of course, is not about this. If we take and lift this little hat a little bit up, as if open the veil of mystery of this hat, then we will see that after all our NPC becomes possessed, and his eyes are white. A very interesting fact, very unusual, I would even say so. And this really works. If you do not believe me, then you can try it yourself without any problems. By the way, write your interesting facts and myths in the comments. I will definitely check them in my next videos and insert your comment into the video. Well, let's move on to the next fact. You can find a new secret map, and it really exists. This is not just the highway map, it is truly secret, and nobody yet understands whether it is a bug or a feature, and what in general awaits us further. To find this secret map, you need to go to the highway map. Next, you need to take the eraser tool and click on the cave from where the cars drive out. The whole map will immediately be deleted, we will have only the gray background, and at the same time there will be an infinite abyss, where you can even spawn NPC. I don't know whether the developers made this on purpose, or if this is really an Easter egg and a reference, and maybe we need to solve further this mystery. For now, really nothing at all is clear, but as for me, simply the fact is incredibly cool. Did you know about this? Be sure to write in the comments. Well, and let's move on to the next fact. Now new balloons are available to us, into which you can inject any of your effects, and when you break them, these effects will be applied to our NPCs. And in order to do this, you need to inject any syringe into the helium balloon. And when you inflate the balloon, you can notice that there is some kind of unclear content inside, as if some kind of gas. And thereby this balloon will already be completely different and unusual. In this way, you can mix absolutely any effects, and this really works. Check it yourself if you do not believe me. Well, yes, let's move on to the next fact. They added the Bouncy bomb, by the way. This is that very bomb from one of the old votings. If anything, this voting was one of the first. But the fact, of course, is not about this. If you make this Bouncy bomb huge, then it will bounce from the slightest literally touch. And this really works, and works very strangely and interestingly, and you can see this right now with your own eyes. I made a huge bouncy bomb. Then I, as if slightly touched this bouncy bomb, and it just flew away into the stratosphere. Very interesting how this works, and works rather buggy as if. And in general, the physics of this bouncy bomb honestly confuses me. Every time when it bounces as if about 3 times higher the next time, although as if it should work the opposite way, that is, the bouncing force should decrease, not increase. In general, I do not possess physics and terminology, but I think you understand what I am talking about. As for me, the developers should fix this because it looks extremely strange. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. Well, and let's move on to the next fact. A very interesting fact. A new element appeared. Now with its help you can control really cold weapons. But few notice that you can set the direction of this element. That is when you, as if swipe your finger to the right on the screen, then the cold weapon flies to the right, if to the left, then to the left. I do not know if you knew about this, but as for me, a very interesting fact. Be sure to write in the comments whether you knew about this or not. It will be very interesting for me to know what you think about this. Well, and let's move on to the next fact. We got a new secret NPC. As always, I will now show how to make him. I do not know why the developers keep giving us more and more new NPCs, but if you put on the Parasite hat or head crab, call it whatever you want, in general it is absolutely not important. And with the help of the blade tool as if cut out this Parasite hat, and after use the elixir of immortality, then we get a very strange new NPC with his own intelligence and very strange behavior. And at the same time, if we take and set on the NPC with head crab a spirit or ghost with the help of the ghost staff, then we get an NPC with a head crab hat, and at the same time his eyes will glow white, as if over the texture. This is of course a bug, but bugs also work. By the way, one more small fact. If you remove the head crab hat or Parasite hat, again call it whatever you want, from the head of the NPC, then the NPC after some time, literally after a couple of seconds, he will die. And this really works, and works also without any problems. Again, friends, send your facts and myths in the comments. If you want to get into my next video, rate this video with a like and write in the comments whether you knew about these facts. Well, and with this, my video comes to an end. Thanks everyone for watching. Good luck to everyone. Bye to everyone. And remember, buddy, as always, we will see each other in a few days.